Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaimMD here. Today we're going to be talking about Blaziken and it being banned. Now I'm a couple days late, but I was busy and I found some time today, so I figured this would be a pretty cool discussion. I do want to know your thoughts, guys, so let me know your thoughts on the Blaziken ban down below. Also, what are your thoughts on Manaphy and Latios, which are going to be suspected really soon? So, also, if you're new to the channel, I keep saying also, feel free to subscribe, leave a like. We're on our way to 300K. But Blaziken has been banned. Before we even read what they have to say, I kind of figured this would happen, even if Blaziken isn't like in top 10 of usage or whatever, just because there's no Toxapex, there's no Landers T, there's no Tapu Fini, so its natural checks aren't in the game. And Blaziken still has access to obviously close combat, speed boost, flare blitz. It might have lost knockoff, but it still ran Night Slash sometimes as well. So we're going to be reading the thread from my buddy Ozma. If you guys didn't know, Ozma is one of the people that helps run BDSP OU on Smogon. So we're going to be reading what they have to say. Hello everyone, we hope you're having a fantastic Thanksgiving or just general Thursday. I'm having a good Saturday, thank you for asking. The council has an extensive discussion about 3 Pokemon in the current metagame and would like to share conclusions and plans going forward. So again, I think this was like frame perfect, them banning the chicken on Thanksgiving. First and foremost, we'd love to talk about the Thanksgiving turkey that's come fresh out of the oven, Blaziken. Blaziken has been one of the most polarizing offensive threats since Rain's ban earlier this week. As a Pokemon that feasts upon common... Are they doing this on purpose? Because like these are words they don't have to use, but because it was Thanksgiving, it makes sense. That feasts upon common balance and offensive structure. Being able to utilize its extremely powerful dual stab combination, access to Swords Dance, and speed boost to snowball out of control. In this slower, generally less bulky metagame, and again, that has to do with what I said before, right? You got the natural checks being gone, you got the fat Pokemon being gone. I mean, Ferrothorn is something that gets cooked by Blaziken, but, you know, a lot of those Mons that we had before are gone. It only really needs Flare Blitz, excuse me, in close combat, giving it much more room to use Protect to act as a revenge killer and or give it more leverage to accrue speed and outpace the entirety of the metagame. Since it can afford Adamant, it is even stronger, allowing for it to seize games violently if given even a single free turn to set up. Shockingly, resistances in Latios, Mantine, and Starmie can easily be blown away. Even without a Swords Dance boost, it is still able to win games incredibly easily thanks to its natural strength and ability to move more easily, ability to more easily run, wow, I can't read, ability to more easily run, protect, and safely build speed. However, it is still very viable for it to run other coverage options over Protect on hyper offense, such as Shadow Claw or Night Slash, to obliterate Slowbro and Latias, which can make it a dangerous guessing game that can lead to a devastating outcome if it's incorrectly answered. They're talking about, like, you know, whether it has Swords Dance, whether it actually has the move. If you go Latios and you double into something to, like, take the Night Slash to get more Life Orb damage on it, and it ends up going for close combat because it doesn't have Night Slash, things like that. So they're talking about, like, that. Lastly, teams that make use of super effective priority and Aqua Jet tend to be inherently more offensive and lack bulkier checks like the aforementioned Slowbro, which are structures like Blaziken, or a structure that Blaziken does not need to boost against to dismantle consistently. With a 4-2 majority, the council has voted to quick ban Blaziken effective immediately. However, the council will be planning on suspecting it sometime in the future, following a couple of other suspects. Though you may be thinking other suspects, indeed, Latios and Manaphy will both be receiving their own suspect tests in the near future. They will not be evaluated together, but will be evaluated individually and back-to-back. Latios will be suspected first. It will begin its suspect fairly soon. Stay tuned. So, and then they go on to show us the votes that we saw. I love that I'm friends with most of these people. I'm just like saying it, like, and most of them have been in my Discord. So it looks like Blaziken had almost all wanted to ban it, and then 2 wanted to suspect test it. Manaphy, Finch put no ban. Tony abstained. We have Latios. Everyone said basically suspect for the most part, that we just see ban from Finch and Z. So Blaziken, honestly, I think it made sense that it was going to go eventually. I would have loved a suspect of it too, because I do think that certain Pokemon have to be ran because of legitimately Latios and Manaphy. And I also think that, I mean, this makes offense just a lot better. While Blaziken was such a key member for offense, it just makes offense even better because you don't have to worry about people who's Blaziken just straight up sweeping you, dude. Like, close combat from this mon is ridiculous. It's like 90% to Garchomp unboosted. That's just like adamant life orb. So, again, that mon makes sense. I didn't really have a lot of trouble when I played versus Blaziken, but I've also been using a lot of Aqua Jet, Extreme Speed, Mach Punch on my builds. And a lot of the ways I would deal with it, I think a lot of people as well, is they let it take Flare Blitz recoil, and after that it basically just dies to most priority. But again, that's just the style of teams I've been using. I remember on Sun as well, I fought a banded one the other day and my Glide score just melted, so that was pretty cool too. But yeah, Blaziken is banned. I want to know your thoughts on it. I do think it was, again, bound to happen just because of the lack of defensive checks that we have. And like, you know, if Landers was still around and get the Intimidate off, Blaziken would never kill it, and then you could just Earthquake it back, or Toxic Max just sponge off hits, or force it to run other coverage, and Tapu Fini as well can check too. But Latios and Manaphy, I wanted to go on to that. I do think they both deserve a suspect. I actually would have loved Manaphy being suspect tested before Rain was just quick ban, because I think one of the, you know, devastating Pokemon about Rain was definitely Manaphy. Its ability to beat its checks via rest or just surf Rain boosted attacks. Like I've seen it beat unaware clefs plenty of times. And then Latios also, I think that Latios being as good as it is makes people not see how amazing Alakazam is, because Alakazam is insane. Like, Life Orb Alakazam is insane. That mon can actually 2-hit KO a Scizor, whereas Latios fails to in most regards. And yeah, so I do think that it's necessary. It's cool to see that Latios is being suspect tested, especially because dragons are just as good as they are right now. Even with fairies in the tier, we have, what, 2-3 super viable fairies, I would say. The most viable fairy is Clefable, and then you have like Togekiss and Azumarill, which are both viable as well, though the lack of heavy duty boots makes them harder to be checks for like Latios specifically. If Stealth Rock are up, then Spec Psychic to a Kyo's Togekiss guaranteed type of thing. So that's definitely something to look at. But what do you guys think? Do you think that Manaphy will be banned when it ends up being suspect tested, or do you think that I do think Manaphy is legitimately good even without Rain. I showed that actually the other day. I showed that the other day. I've used defensive Tail Glow Manaphy sets as sort of like a core breaker, because, you know, you'd be faster than Breloom naturally. You hit like 264, 265 speed, whatever, 263. It doesn't matter as long as you're faster than Jolly Breloom. And then you go max HP and you go the rest in special attack. And this Pokemon can not only live hits and still check like things like Blaziken, or it could at a point, but it also breaks through those common cores that are running Heatran, Gastrodon, Skarmory type of thing, Tangrowth, whatever. So it breaks through those defensive cores, so that's what it has over, obviously, Suicune. I think it's really good. I've also seen, and you guys seen on the channel as well, Tail Glow Salic Berry sets. I think that's overall bulk and ability just to set up is pretty nasty. And I do think that, again, it should have been looked at before Rain just got quick banned, because I think that while Rain was really good, it wasn't like the end-all be-all when it came to things personally. And I do think that Manaphy was what kind of pushed it over the edge. But Latios, another mon that I do think should be looked at. Whether I think will be banned or not, I don't know. Because Specs Draco just kind of clicks buttons. There are options like Heatran, Scizor, Gliscor that can eat those hits. I put Gliscor on there because it can't eat a Specs Draco. But then there's like Spec Surf as well that can deal with those. And then Spadef Scizor is one of the mons that can deal with that. And there's Special Defensive Clefable as well. But if it's unaware, Special Defensive, then it has to worry about Rocks and Spec Psychic. So definitely, I think Latios and Manaphy, when they're put up on the chopping block, they're probably going to go. And then I think that we'll see the rise of, or people respecting Alakazam even more, because Alakazam is already a really good Pokemon. So we'll see Alakazam being respected even more. And in terms of Manaphy, then we'll probably end up seeing, I don't even know if we'll see more Suicune, just because Suicune's limited to inner focus right now, not pressure, and I think that makes a big difference when using Suicune personally. Still a great Pokemon, but it's not like a mon that's going to break through Gastrodon. It doesn't even have Toxic, so you can't even run like sub-Toxic sets for Gastrodon and things like that. But again, guys, let me know your thoughts. I'll leave them down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, where I'll have a Wi-Fi battle going up as well as a Showdown Live. Peace, guys.